Good afternoon, you lovely lot. Good morning, a good very late evening for you guys across in Oz. I hope you are well and I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday so far. We are not that long off an incredible wake-up call. If you are watching live, then of course we just finished around an hour ago where we've seen some more absolutely incredible demonstrations when it comes to water-based mediums and some brand new stamps. Now that's not going to stop. We're going to continue over the next couple of hours here on the mid-show Wednesday with Colour Me Happy. Now it is all about colour and we are going to be focusing on some brand new stamps as well. What I do want to let you know before we dive into the midst of this show, we're coming to the end of a 7 days of summer event across on our crafterscompanion.co.uk.com and .eu website. So when you go across there, you're going to see a great big yellow and blue banner where today you're going to be getting a free gift. Now, if you spend over £10, $10 or €10, which trust me, when you see the things within Wake Up Call, the things we've got on today and Beautiful Beginnings, that's going to cover quite a lot. You're going to get the free gift. What you do need to do though, there is a promo code, but it's summer gift. So as long as your order, your basket is over £10, $10 and €10, you can then take advantage of that promo code summer gift. You're going to then be getting, well, exactly that, a free gift. We're going to get our Thinking of You shadow stamp and die set. Now you're going to be able to see it on the website just coming up in a moment just now. There we go. Free gift, 7 days of summer. Now we've got 2 days left, so this one is today's one. Ben will maybe speak to him afterwards when I see him. He'll maybe give you a little tease as to what tomorrow's going to be. But for today, that is it. Now, you can use that code once per customer within today, and you are going to have to use it up till 11:59 your time tonight across the globe because, well, a new one starts tomorrow. So that is on the website. So as long as your order basket is totaling £10, $10 or €10 or more across on the website, then, of course, perfect. Take advantage of that. Now, what I did say it is all about Colour Me Happy and a brand new launch, and I did touch upon how it was such an epic wake-up call. Now, that epicness was not because of me standing here giving you the details. It's because it's Wednesday and Sheena's in the building with some brand new stamps, Sheena.
Ah, yeah, well, yes, we had a great morning, didn't we?
We did, didn't we?
We packed it in, and you know what, it flew.
Absolutely.
I could not believe that. The show it was done. Went in a blink of an eye, but all good fun and loads of colour. So Colour Me very happy in this show.
Me too.
Loads of stuff to play with.
Do you want to give us a little tease as to what maybe you're going to be looking at within
We're
this
going
show?
to be playing with my favourite, and I've said, I put it out there, you know, my favourite colouring product are the Aqua pens. I just love them. They're brilliant because there's so much you can do with them.
Yeah.
We could fill a week's worth and probably still be coming up with different things to do with them. So yeah, I love that pen. So we're not going to have, if we just focused on just Aquas for the 2 hours, we wouldn't get hardly any of the stuff I need to show you done, but we're going to do as much as we can. But we've also got the Aqua, the water reactive ink pads.
Brilliant.
And we've probably got a bit of sparkle in there as well. All fabulous stuff. Keep saying it and I'll say it again. All the water-based products play nice together.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if you've got a colour in one, you know, Craig, if you've got like one of the set of Aqua so far, and maybe it's the floral and it's all bright pink, gorgeous, pretty flowers, and you've got like browns and blacks and things in your water reactives, supplement those colours, bring them in, paint with the water reactives, bring them in with your Aquas. You'll see. We're going to just play. It'll all become clear soon.
As I said, if you've seen Wake Up Call, you'll know exactly what I mean. If you didn't see Wake Up Call, then either between Colour Me Happy and Beautiful Beginnings or after Beautiful Beginnings, go back and have a look at Wake Up Call. I'm here, this is my last show of the day here today, and then Ben's going to be in for Beautiful Beginnings with Sheena. But this is Colour Me Happy, and we've got a brand new launch thanks to Sheena and her beautiful designs here. And this is all about the Riverside stamp collection. Now, we've got 2 options for you. Now, we've got our Showstopper collection. Now, when it comes to the Showstopper collection, you're going to be getting 3 sets of Sheena's brand new stamps. Now, when it comes to these ones here, you're going to get Carefree Days. Now, you're going to get 6 stamps within this one. That beautiful wildflower kind of scene. You're going to get your 3 sentiments, and then you're also going to get a couple of teeny little dragonflies. So you've got that one. What you've then also got is your beautiful bridge. Now that one there, incidentally, both of these within Wake Up Call, Sheena done incredible demonstrations, but my mind was blown certainly with this one here. So 3 beautiful stamps there, really big focal point within that beautiful bridge, and your 2 sentiment stamps. And I say sentiment stamps, a couple of them are like little sentences that you've got, and then you've got time to reflect as well. 6 stamp sets here with your few little additional sentiment stamps. All 3 of these, one brand new, 15 stamps in total, are going to be coming your way within the showstopper. Now the showstopper, as you know by now, you get something extra with them. So today you're going to be getting a 50ml spray bottle of the stamp cleaning solution. Now when it comes to this one here, you're going to get that one to enable you to, of course, clean your stamps if you've got your stamp station. If not, that's on the show as well. We'll talk you through that later on in this show. And then you're also going to be getting your 5x7 fab file. Now not only are you going to be getting that, you're going to be getting some of your little dividers inside as well. Perfect to, of course, store your stamps. Maybe you're going to be storing your offcuts. Maybe you're going to be storing little recipes. Maybe it's going to be finished cards. Whatever it is, you can use it to your advantage and in whichever way that you want. That's going to be your showstopper, where you're going to get all of that for £30 or $38. That's going to then give you a saving of over 15%. Now, if you are platinum, you're going to get all of that for £24 or $30.40. Of course, that is over your £10, $10, €10 mark. So by popping in that promo code SUMMERGIFT at checkout, you're going to be able to get that free gift as well. I'll show you that in a wee bit more detail, again, just shortly into the show once we have sat the demonstration with Sheena. So that's the showstopper. Now you might think, Craig, I've got plenty of stamping clean solution. I don't need that. And you know what? Although we can never be without any too much storage, you might be just thinking, Craig, I don't really want that. Or maybe it's down to the cost. Maybe you can reach to, of course, just the stamp set, maybe not quite the showstopper. We've got you covered. So if you only want the 3 new sets of stamps, so time to reflect, beautiful bridge, and also carefree days, you can absolutely get that. $23.97 or $29.85 for all 3 sets, still giving you your 15 stamps in total. Now, if you are not in Club Inspire, as I said a moment ago, $23.97 or $29.85, but you're going to be a platinum price of $19.18 or $23.88 for all 3 of those. Just to say as well, if you wanted to get these as absolute individuals, you can do it. They're on the website as individuals for $7.99 or $9.95. As always, the best value, the best saving is in that showstopper. You've still got a really good value saving when it comes to just the 3 stamp sets on their own. But even if maybe you can't quite reach to that this month, but you're wanting one of them, they're there as individuals if you want to as well. All 3 ways you're going to get your Club Inspire, of course, but the 3 sets there are $23.97 or $29.85 with a platinum price of $19.18 or $23.88. All these, so much more, are on Shop the Day, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. That's where you need to go. You will find a little section. As soon as you hit, of course, our website, you'll see that big banner for 7 Days of Summer. Just underneath to the left-hand side, you'll see a lovely selection box there from Sheena that you can click onto, and you'll see lots of our new stamps in there as well. But what I want to do is just have a wee look here at our Aqua pens, because this is Sheena's Desert Island product when it comes to the Aqua pens being water-based. Now we've got all 4 sets, so it's 48 pens in total. These being your Aqua pens, giving you your essentials. Now within each set you've got 12 pens. Brush nib on one, really, really fine nib on the other. You're also then going to be getting your primary. You're also going to get your floral. And then you're also then going to be getting your nature. Now with your florals, or any of them, anything water-based, certainly when it comes to your Aqua pens, you can start to blend, you can start to create your own shades and your own colour. That first one I showed you there was the 12 from florals, that one being your essentials. You've then also got your primary, and then you've also got as well your nature, these being your Aqua pens. Lot of love for these ones earlier on within Wake Up Call. Really nice saving there today, $62.50 or $87.50 for all 4 sets. But if you are platinum, you're going to be £50 or $70 for these. Also on Shop the Day for you to check out, and then you're going to be able to walk through, learn everything that you've been already learning, and everything else you'll still continue to learn from Sheena here on Crafters TV. But before we do, just go straight across to Sheena. Rachel's on social now for Colour Me Happy. Vanessa's in from Florida. We've also got Heather saying hello from Ohio. Nanny to the girl saying, good morning everyone, just finished watching Wake Up Call with Craig and Sheena. Great show as always, loving all the hints and tips, because there was loads of them that Sheena gave. Yeah. Loads and loads and loads, and I know this show will be the same. Debbie Durant is in saying, good afternoon everyone from a sunny, at the minute, East Anglia. Thea is in saying, hoi hoi. Colleen Cowell is saying, good morning Craig and Sheena. I've been practicing the line water colouring and I've had so much fun. Well, I know you're still going to continue to love this show, that's for sure. Carnwell Sorrell is in, Mary Beth Doyle's in, Kim Fisher is in saying hello from Wacky on Florida. Anything that you want to ask Sheena while she is here, please send your comments across, and Rachel will then feed them through to myself. Whether it is Facebook, whether it is YouTube, you've got that option, of course, to send them across. But I think we need to go straight to Sheena now and have a look to see if whatever that we can be doing when it comes to these products.
Shall we? Do you want to see some inspiration from these new stamps? Because they're brand new, and you know what? I've just been so enjoying these A6 stamps for you, because it's been, I draw them not just randomly, Craig. I draw them with what would I like to send on a card? Mm-hmm. What's missing for me? What would give me my best value return for my investment? Because stamps don't wear out, so you're going to want to use them for time and time, years to come. So these images are kind of, they're not gender specific, they're not age specific, they're just generally good images that will do for birthdays, retirements, sympathies, loads of occasions. And my team have created these amazing samples, this fantastic inspiration for you. Just to give you a starter on what you can do with them. I think I adore this. I love this. Look at how that looks like something that you would go when you were out and about in one of these lovely little villages, and somebody's been watercolouring, and you say, "Oh, I like that. Thank you very much." It looks like it's just been literally sketched and watercoloured. Love that. That was Karen's card. That one. The other one was Debbie. I think this is Julie's. I want to say Julie's. Is it? I don't know. It hasn't got the name on it. But it's absolutely stunning, and I love. Look, see. 2 stamps used together, Craig.
Yes, so
they're the grasses. That was the plan. Grasses with the bridge behind, grasses with the house behind. Cool, isn't it? So cool. The grasses are great for giving you a foreground perspective. Love this. Look at that reflection. How cool is that? If you want to know how to do these, by the way, because I'm thinking, I want to know how to do some of these, because don't ask me. I've got to try and guess for you guys. My team are too tricksy. They're too good. Join the Inkettes, and that's where the team hang out. I'm just saying it because I'm just one of the team. My team, or my design team, bring these to life. I give them the wire frame, the blueprints, the stamps, and they create all of this wonderfulness for you to get you started. And if you want to know how anything's done specifically, then go straight to the source. So ask the team, ask whoever made the card, and they're there waiting to tell you. They want to share, because isn't it just anything's only as good as you know what to do with it?
That's the thing, isn't it?
You can have the best thing in the world, and if you don't see the value in it, it's worth nothing to you. So that's what we want. We want to keep, give you the inspiration for you to make magic, as you've been doing with that. Draw the line. What? Draw the line?
Drawing the line.
You've been drawing loads of lines. Like I said to Craig earlier, though, the only downside, it's not a downside because I did like the song, and I especially like the bit from Beetlejuice,
Definitely.
But, we're going to, jump in the line, rock your body in time.
Okay,
I believe you. That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah. So that's what, but it's an earworm now. It's in my head. It's been in my head since we did that.
We've passed it all on to, Sheena passed it on to me now. We've both passed it on to all of you at home.
Our gift to you. Right, so shall we have a bit of play?
Yeah, let's just dive straight in.
Right,
Sheena.
you know what? I think we're starting with these aquas. Craig's already shown you the the colour charts, but just if you can go for the whole set, it's phenomenal if you can. But let me show you how, I'm going to try and take you through things you can do with them, like as quickly as possible to try and fit them in.
Excellent.
So if we look at, say, the floral set here, let's take 2 pens out for a minute. I've started just doing a little scribble here, just to let you see, this is how all the pens work. On one side, you've got a band here. This white band lets you know when you're in a hurry and you're picking the pens up and putting them down, that's the side that has the fine bullet nib on it, and it's a really fine nib. As you can see, I can put detail in these little flowers here. There's loads of, I've drawn the outline of this little cherry blossom kind of effect here. So if you want to draw and put detail in, you want to do some line work, you want to add anything like that, that's your friend there. So anything like your cross hatching, anything like, you know, the detail in the leaf, drawing the outline, that's fabulous. But most of the time, I'll be using the opposite end, which is this brush end here.
Okay.
And you can colour in directly from the pen. Let me show you what that looks like. What you do want is you need a brush and you want water, because the aqua being the clues here. Very rarely will I colour something in directly with the nib like this, because A, I'm laying down loads of ink that I don't particularly probably need to use, but B, you can have more control if you put a little bit on your counter like this and pick it up. Let me show you. So that there, see, if you're not quick, if you don't do it straight away, well, actually, it is blending, but that's the point of what you want to do here. And you know why as well, Craig?
Why is that?
This is doing it still. On another card, this might have already grabbed, and I wouldn't be able to blend it like that.
Got ya.
I need to mention, card is essential. You know, the multi-purpose card's fine for this, but not as good as the watercolour card. But the best is the premium watercolour card in the book. That's what I'm using, and that's perfect, because what that does is exactly what you've just seen. It lets it stay wet longer. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
So let me show you how, if I was colouring these little guys in here, I could put a little bit of this colour around the outside of the petal with the brush nib, for example. Then I'll take my brush with water and I'll just pull that colour in a little bit from the outside, and then you start to get a really pretty colour. See how it's kind of like contoured them, right? So let's do that again. So in practical terms, you know, the stamps that we have on the show today will let me show you so much, but that's why I did a little sketch for you, so you could see with other kinds of stamps how they would work with them as well, Craig. So if this was a little floral stamp, as we know, I've done a few in my time, that's how you could use that. So stamp it with a very pale ink, use your brush nib to put a little bit of the colour down where you want it to be. But the beauty of this is, if this was an alcohol pen, I'd need 3 pens to get a blend like this, wouldn't I?
That's very true.
Yeah, I'd need a light, medium and a dark. With this, I need 1 pen and a bit of water. And then you've got this really lovely, quite sophisticated kind of blend going on by just putting that touch of water down, colour down, and the other thing is, look at how little I'm using.
It's very
I'm
little,
using
isn't
hardly
it?
any, Craig. That's like, for me, you know, I'm thinking cost effective.
Exactly.
Perfect. Look, see, so we've got that there, and then it's the same with the leaves, the same kind of deal. We can, instead of, now I'm going to lose the detail in this, but this is where you can put it back again later if you want. So I'm going to put a little bit of colour down here, take the brush, then pull out the colour like this. So I've got the more of the dark towards the base and underneath those flowers. And I'll do the same again here. This was something I just did just before we came on today. This wasn't planned necessarily.
No.
It was like they're going, yeah, right, heads up, Sheena, I want to be nice. But it's just something that I think is a nice thing to show you, because the rest of it we're going to go to using with the stamps and things that we have on the show. But I thought this was a way to illustrate a different time you would use the pens as well. And you've got something that looks so painterly. It doesn't, you know, if this was a stamp, you kind of lose that stamp image entirely.
Yeah, you would.
And it just looks like a watercolour, doesn't it?
It does. But then, you know, with you saying about the amount of pens against your alcohol base, which none against them because we all love them as well. But not only is it down to cost, but it's down to space.
Absolutely.
So you've got all these different shades in that one pen compared to what would be 3 pens of your alcohol.
Absolutely, absolutely, Craig. And you know, it is. Oh, but plus the other thing I should talk about is mixing, colour mixing. We need to come back to that. So what you would then do, Craig, is then you can put your detail back in with your fine nib again. You see, so we've lost that because we blended it, and then we'll just pop that now and just pop the detail in. See? And now we've got everything there that we needed to be there. If you wanted to add a little bit more around the outside to define a couple of those, just to put a little bit of a definition between the petals back, you've got your nib that you can do that with on there as well, just to add a little bit more of that. And then the other thing you can do, which is really cool, you can give a little bit of a background, kind of like kind of blurred effect. Let me try this evergreen colour.
Just to say as well, Sheena, very, very quickly about your inkets,
Yes.
that for another easier way to find them, although it's very easy to find them on Facebook, the picture I posted of myself and you and Sam and Dean, I've gone and I've added a link to your inkets group.
Cheers,
on my Facebook
Craig.
page, and I'll do it on my Insta stories just later
Oh,
on.
bless you, thank you. That's much easier, thank you. Yeah, if you just join, it's a lovely group as well, because it's all positive. It's all about positive encouragement, and everybody's nice to everybody. That's the only thing we ask is just play nice and be nice to each other. And so look, can you see, Craig, by putting a little bit of this colour, hardly any, in the background, a little bit dark around the edge, and then blending it with water, you're giving that little image a lovely little bit of context and background so that it looks like it belongs somewhere. And that there is what you can do with something quite sophisticated with these pens. Let me show you another thing that I think is amazing with these. So the floral set, if you look in here, you think, okay, that's all bright colours, but what if I want a natural earthy kind of colour? Well, if we take leaf green and let's try taking this rose pink. If you mix a pink and a brown together, a pink and a green together, I've given the punch away, but not be a good comedian. I'll give you the punchline away first. You're going to get a brownie colour, right? So if you're mixing just those two together, and if you've got a brownie colour and you've got something like that, and then you keep adding water, you've got something that's pretty close to a skin colour as well. Can you see?
So you do. Wow.
How cool is that?
That is so cool.
That's your pens. That's just giving you a little bit of an idea on what you can do with your pens. Let's have a bit of stamping with the draw the line. I'm hoping that lets you see why I love these pens so much.
Why you love. Oh, it absolutely does. That does. You know, tenfold that does. That's absolutely incredible to see.
Right.
So do that.
What we're going to do now is we'll do a bit of the drawing the line, because I know that's what you've all been loving. So when we did draw the line the first time, we'll do a monochrome version and we'll use the grasses. Let's do a bit of that, okay? So the simplest form of this is literally using one pen and one colour. So if we use the black, for example, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to draw a line like this, and this is going to become your horizon line, yeah?
Okay.
And then you are going to take your pen, your brush, your large flat brush, wet it, quite a bit of water on that, and you're going to drag across that line. And what you get is this gorgeous blend of where it's wicking the colour up into the card, and it's creating a sort of a skyline for you. If you want to add a little bit more interest in the sky, you can take some ink and you can add a little bit like this in here, and then you've got to start with kind of a ethereal, moody kind of clouds looking there. And then if you want to create the illusion of a lake underneath that, you're going to take your brush so far up to that and just drag down again, and all that there is now going to wick down to the bottom, and you get the effect of a kind of a lakeside. And to give it more context, you can always add more little land kind of masses like this, so that when you then add the water here, Look at that, it says bursting. Look. Now this is a technique that watercolourists love, but it's so tricky to get because certain watercolours blend better than other watercolours, but none of them I've tried anything with blend like these Aquas do for this technique.
Wow, what a statement.
Believe me, they're an absolute gift for this technique. And then what you've got is a really cool wintry looking landscape there that gives you the start of something that you can play with. For example, this is where now we come into that bullet nib. So taking further on where we've just been, we can add some grasses kind of look here. So you've got some little bits coming out this bit here like that. You can give it the illusion of trees if you kind of do some little, you know, branch effects kind of like this. So it just looks like there's little twiggy kind of branches peeking out amongst that in the background. I'll pull this up for you and you can have a look at that. But this is in its simplest form, but then we'll do a little few and we'll do some with some different colours so you can have a little play with that. And we'll put some grasses in the foreground. You can, little tip, if you want to make it look like bulrushes or whatever, you can just do a little scribble and then a little thing like just kind of an oval, but make it scribbly and it looks better like that.
Great as well coming up for Halloween.
Oh, Halloween. Wouldn't that be brilliant for Halloween? This is fabulous. We'll do some Halloweeny looking things, but that gives you an idea of how, that's why you've been loving Define the Line, draw the line, and you've been singing the song in your heads. What we'll do, shall we do an autumnal looking one? Let's do an autumn one with the pens and the grasses.
Let's do it, brilliant.
So this is, so you've seen that's basically, if you want drama, black's your friend.
Okay.
If we could do autumn though, we could easily do autumn with the essentials. Let's take the tan, for example. So if we look at this colour chart here, we've got tan, which is this dark brown here, yeah? And we'll take some terracotta because we want to give the look of those really fabulous grasses there. So we've got the terracotta, yeah? And then maybe a little bit of charcoal somewhere just so that it's a little bit kind of like moody. We can do that a little bit darker in there. So before we start, I would say take the tops off your pens and then you don't have to waste time waiting to do that, you know, when the line's drying.
Yes.
Because they're not like alcohol pens, they won't like immediately evaporate, you're fine. Okay, so you're okay with that for like, you know, a minute or two. So, same thing again, so the formula is exactly the same, Craig. So we'll basically use the tan across there. We'll do a line across here. We could even take a little bit of the charcoal and just to give it a little bit darker, but then we definitely want to go across the top with a bit of this terracotta. And we might put a bit of terracotta at the bottom. So we kind of made a bit of a sandwich there. And then we'll take the brush again. This is the fun bit because you're not quite sure what you're going to get. Every time you get a different kind of look. And you're going to get, see now you've got like that halo of what could be like a fabulous autumn kind of sky going on there. We'll put a bit of blue in there, why not? Let's pop a little bit of this blue there, like that. So just now what I'm doing is I'm wetting the top and I'm just dropping a little bit of blue in. I don't want it strong, which is why I scribbled on there and just added it because then we've got like a much paler kind of suggestion of that. So we've got that really pretty skyline and we can now drag across the bottom. So now we've got that reflection in the water. And if we pick up that water there, we've got the lake going on. We'll come back to this here and we'll draw kind of a little bit of land going on here with the warmer colours again. And maybe just a little bit more of the tan here.
That is absolutely epic seeing you do it. And you're doing that from, now the amount of colours, the amount of ways that you can use and create this idea is with your Aqua pens. They're on the screen at the moment. You are honestly, Craig, I can imagine. No wonder people have been playing for hours doing this. Yeah. Because why would you not when it's such a great technique as this? And it's such fun to do. And what makes the difference is, look, all these different combinations you're coming up with the colours. Now with this one, I'm going to dry this and we're going to stamp some grasses on that, Craig. Perfect. We're going to make it look an autumnally kind of, you know, that kind of wintry, frosty Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one.
Okay.
And actually, just to say exactly, Rachel has said that watercolour technique. So in actual fact, so Sheena was saying this before Rachel's saying this before Sheena started showing you that technique again. That watercolour line demo Sheena did has been blowing up in our groups. Everyone's been giving it a try, as we referenced within Wake Up Call this morning. All of you guys have absolutely loved seeing that one. For sure. Lisa's saying that was gorgeous. I'm not even finished yet, Lisa. Laura's saying I'd nearly leave it at that. I like more of a modern and some abstract. But that's the thing. You can then take it as far or keep it as minimal as you want to. You're in full control. Jill is saying I can see snow on top of the hills above a lake. Absolutely, you could do. Laurel is saying, Sheena, you are just magic. Jamie's saying, nice watercolour, and it gives me some ideas how to use mine. Me too, Jamie. Linda's saying, I love the flowers that you're creating with what showed you beforehand. Tina J on YouTube saying, I have these pens at home and have had them for quite some time and never known quite how to use them with water. Thank you for showing me what they do. Incidentally, as well, I know this is a question at the back end of Wake Up Call that I didn't see till after from Hannah, saying about that line and how she didn't really get more of that travel effect. You weren't sure if maybe you were putting enough water on. It sounds like she wasn't.
It sounds like not enough water or a different card. Some cards will grab. If they've got high chalk content, you can't see chalk in a card, Craig. You don't know it's there. But what it does is chalk will set the colour. You put it down there and it like fixes it. You know, like your inkjet printer paper at home?
Yes.
Right, well that's like your ultimate chalk card because that's got a coating on it which is designed that as soon as the water-based ink hits it, it grabs it into this coating and fixes it. Okay. So that's the kind of thing that's happening with a card that you can't see the chalk in the card. Yeah, brilliant. Similar kind of thing.
Good to know.
So shall we continue having a little bit of play with this?
Let's continue.
Right. So what we can do is we can put some clouds in the sky. We can put a little highlight on the water. We can put a moon or a sun. So let's put something here: moon, sun, whatever, depending on the time of day you want to make it. So I'm just doing a circle with water, and we will. So basically, there's a technique for bleaching as well, guys. There's a technique with that. There's a way to make it work better for you, and that is use more water and less scrubbing of the card. Sometimes, you know, you're tentative and you think, I'll use a fairly damp brush and I'll keep going over and doing it a little bit of time. Well, what happens is, as you're taking it off, it's going back in. The card it's not lifting quickly. You want to just wet the surface of the card as quickly as possible. Pick it up before it starts soaking into. So what you're doing is you're fluffing up the surface, Craig, aren't you? You know, by doing that with a brush, and it's making it more absorbent, so it's not lifting as well as it could.
Wow, well, there we go.
Yeah, so more water, less scrubbing of the card with your brush. That's it. So again, seize the day. Go on, just do it. So now we'll add a little highlight on the water here. So we'll add a little touch of a bit of like the reflection just coming from there, and you can just keep bringing it down a little bit. And this is before we even get to the stamps, so we haven't even done the stamps yet. But this is where the fun is, because if you've got stamps, that will let you play with this as well. It's even more fun, isn't it? Don't you think? So we've got that highlight there, like that. So we've got a really pretty scene already starting. Let's do some grasses in the foreground using the pens again. So make sure I'm putting the right lid on. I'm not even going to put any clouds in. I think we've got enough suggestion of clouds in there.
I like the way you've got it.
Yeah, so this is where now, so if you use the same colour as you've used in the picture, it looks more natural. So instead of using grass black, I'm using the brown for the grass. So say just that little bit there. It's up to you how much or little you want to do. But let me pick this up and show you before we start stamping with the grasses stamp. So that's what we've got just with the pens themselves. Isn't it pretty?
So pretty.
So, and it's any time of the year, you're just going to change the colours up. So the grasses, let's start with them. Let's get these. So I think what we'll do is we'll put them on the rocker block because I might want to multi-stamp with these. In fact, I'm going to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rocker block, pop them on there, and we're now going to stamp with these. So you've seen us draw a line with them, a fine line, a thick line with them, colour in with them, and now we're going to stamp with them. So talk about value for money.
Exactly.
I think we can't complain, can we? So let's use the terracotta here, and I'm going to go across using the brush nib, but on its side, Craig, because that way it's going to cover a large area in as quick a time as possible.
Yeah, I suppose when you think about it that way, logically, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the side of the brush, like this, and it does cover really quickly. And that should work there. And then we'll take this, and it's up to you how high or low, but I think I want to say about, whoop, there. Let's try that. Yeah, lovely. Ah, I'm liking that big style.
Wow.
We just need that little bit there. So this is the beauty as well. You don't have to, you just need to just colour the bit you need to.
No, and I think some people think that, don't they? You have to use the full of a stamp image, but you don't.
No, just use the bit you want. We'll pop that little bit in there. So now we've got that really nice foreground there, but I want to do one more layer at the very front with a stronger colour, and I might, and I think I will go to an opaque ink pad there. This is where one of the opaques in a dark brown would be great. I don't think, I haven't got one here. I could, did I get one? Bear with, I did have one. I have Fryer Brown. Shall we try it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Remember, because I picked it up because I thought it was a water reactive, and it's the opaque. So I don't, it might be a lighter brown than I've got down there. Oh, it is, you know what's lighter, Craig?
We've not got some over there?
Yeah, there's a whole load on the thing there. Yeah.
What one would you be looking for?
A darker brown than this.
Yeah,
if there's like an almost black one would be great.
So
that one's not bad because it's added a little bit more depth to it, but I still would like a little bit of a dark just in the... We'll maybe use black.
That's seal brown.
Seal brown's great. Let's do seal brown. Thank you, Craig.
You
Yay! See, teamwork. So, but the thing is, this is me playing. This is not one of the things, a card that I was thought, I'll show you this. No. This is us just having a play at the start of the show, and this is how much fun these products are, because you can just think, oh, I'll try this, and what if we do this, and let's do that. If you've got good products that you've got faith in, you know that you can do these things. All right, so let's see how dark that is. I'm not sure if it's going to be dark enough, but we can try it just there. Let's pop this bit just there. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty nice. You know what would look really cool there? Well, it wouldn't look cool, but it look lovely. I think I like it just like that, to be honest.
I think that is absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, I do. But if you wanted to, you could, if this got really busy, if it was thicker, go over the last layer with a gold embossing powder and do a gold layer. Oh, wouldn't that look lovely?
That would look absolutely
But that
phenomenal.
there, just to show you how you can use just those grasses in a completely different colour scheme, but that works for that time of year. Isn't it?
Well.
And then we can do winter ones, we can do, you know, the spring type ones, which we might come back and do one a bit later, but that's how they work.
And how simply you can combine your Aqua pens, and I know Sheena used a couple of one of the pigment ink pads anyway, but predominantly using the Aqua pens for the background, as well as stamping with as well, and our new stamps. So what we will do is let's have a look at the Aqua pens, and then we'll have a look at the showstopper again. And then that just goes to show, because we've got a few comments coming in, but Lillian's just said, wow, those grasses sold. I think that's it. It's seeing the ease of usability and how you can create something absolutely beautifully, but very, very easily. So if you want to go for the full set of your Aqua pens, so it's 4 sets, 12 in a set, 12 pens in a set, it's giving you 48 colours in total. So you're going to get your nature. Now, when it comes to your nature tones, of course, that's exactly what you're going to get. And you're going to be able to have and create colours beyond what you can see on that little palette there. You're also then going to get your floral. Now when it comes to your floral tones, let's bring in a little swatch just here. So again, that's the 12 colours, but by creating your own shades, blending your own colours together, you've got multitudes. Remember, yes, do the backgrounds, but you can then start to do your stamping and a lot more too. You're then going to get your primaries. So when it comes to the primaries, these are the 12 colours that you're going to get in pen form. Each of the pen, you've got your double nib where you've got that brush nib, and then you've got that really, really fine nib, which you've seen Sheena showed you how to use it when it comes to adding the extra little detail. And then you're going to get your essentials. So your essentials is exactly that, are giving you all these essential colours. Water-based, so you've got multitudes of uses. If you wanted to go for them individually, so let's just say maybe you didn't want to quite go for that set, so it's $62.50 or $87.50. You've got a platinum price of whatever that was. It's just gone right off my screen just there. Let's have a look. Here we go. We're just going to get it back. So for anyone that does want to go for that full set, there you go. You've got your platinum price of £50 or $78. So that's going to give you all 48 pens of the Aqua pens. Now, maybe you can't quite reach to that this month, or maybe you're still just wanting to dabble at the moment and you just want to go for one of those sets. You can absolutely do that. All 4 sets that I just showed you, you can catch individually if you want to on the website, and within each of the pens, you've got the 12. If you want to go for the nature ones, you're going to be £20.69 or $29.60. You've got a saving of 10%, and then your platinum price is going to be $16.55 or $23.75. So it's the same price for all 4. So we've now got the primary with exactly the same price, of course. We've also then got our essentials, exactly the same price. And then last but by no means least, we've got the florals. So we've got you covered, big bundles or individually, whichever way, bundle or individual, it's over £10. So you're going to get your free gift, of course, up until midnight tonight, which is your Thinking of You Shadow Stamp and Die set. So that's your Aqua pen bundles and individuals. But what we are also going to be showing, because they've launched today, we were showing you them within Wake Up Call, and Sheena was just using them there with the florals. What you have got is your 3 brand new stamp sets from Sheena. Now, you've got your Showstopper collection that we're going to show you just now. Now, what that consists of is the 3 new stamp sets. So you're going to get Time to Reflect, where you've then got 6 stamps in this one. So you've got that gorgeous design with your sentiments that we can see there. You're then going to get the beautiful bridge. Now you're going to get 3 stamps there with that gorgeous and beautiful bridge design, and then your little sentiment verse that you can see there in stamp form. And then you're also then going to get Carefree Days. Now you've got 6 stamps within that one there, so you've got 3 of your little sentiments, you've got that big wildflower design that Sheena just used a moment ago, and then a couple of little dragonflies as well. So you're going to get all 3 of them. Plus, you're then going to be getting your 50ml stamp cleaning solution. Perfect way, of course, the best way to clean your stamps. Now, if you've already got the stamping cleaning base, then this is a nice one to stock up on. But what we're also going to be giving you is your 5x7 fab file storage. This is going to store your stamps perfectly, and your new ones today perfectly. You've got some of your little dividers in there as well. So if you want to then divide and separate your stamps, you can do. Maybe it's your dies, maybe it's your little offcuts. Maybe you make smaller cards and you want to then start to separate them and divide them when it comes to birthdays or celebrations throughout the year. Maybe it's little recipes in the kitchen, the he shed, the she shed, wherever you want to be using that, you absolutely can do. Strong and sturdy fab file, and it's wipeable as well. So that's all included when it comes to that Showstopper. £30 or $38, you're going to get a saving of 15%. If you're platinum, you're going to get all of that Showstopper items for £24 or $38.40. So that is everything within your Showstopper that you can see there. So that's on Shop the Day as well as everything else. You'll also find this on the homepage of our website as well. But maybe you just want to go for the stamp sets. We've got you covered. Now, if you want to just go for the 3 of these ones here, that's going to give you 15 stamps in total. You're going to be $23.97 or $29.85, with your platinum price of £19.18 or $23.88. So it gives you all 3 of the stamp sets that I showed you a moment ago, minus the stamp cleaner and minus the fab file. So these are the brand new ones with the 15 stamps in total. So whether you're going to then be following along with what Sheena's been showing you within Wake Up Call in this show, or you're going to have some creative fun yourself, you can absolutely do that. That's also on the website as well. Let's just say that once again, maybe for whatever reason you couldn't quite go for that full set today, but you wanted to dabble in, you can also get them as individual if you want, just like your Aqua pen. So maybe you want to try it out. So pick your own stamp that you want to go for, $7.99 each or $9.99 on its own for you guys stateside, or a platinum price of $6.39 or $7.96. Best value is always going to be in the big bundle, but having the option of going for your Aqua pens individually and even the stamps individually, then of course you can then cherry pick what you want. You're all going for the Showstopper collection, which I'm not surprised at, because who doesn't need storage and who doesn't need more stamp cleaning solution, that's for sure. So we've got you covered on all bases when it comes to all of the colour and mediums in the stamps. So if you want to go for that Showstopper, details are on the screen right now. It's on shoptheday.co.uk.com or .eu. But what we can do now is we can go straight back to Sheena to see what more inspiration we can get a hold of.
Fabulous. Cheers, Craig. Right, so I love this card here. This, the one I was just talking about, this one. And, you know, it's a mystery. I wish I knew who'd done it. I want to give you credit, but it's got no name on it. Sorry. It's fabulous. I love the fact, this was the idea with the grasses, was to use them with the other elements on there. So that's, it's inspired by this, but it's not going to be a carbon copy of. We're going to just do something, that kind of composition. All right. So what I've got the card cut to the right, so it's taller than longer this time. It's almost square. And I've positioned my, my Watermill image there where I wanted. It's roughly about midway up the card, and we're going to stamp that out now, Craig. So and this is a new ink pad again, so it's a little bit sticky, you know, when you first stamp with them and they cling to the thing. So I've put a little bit of an anti-static bag on there, you know, with your embossing anti-static bag. Yes. Yeah, for the first couple of times, well, first time, to hopefully stop it lifting the card up.
Yeah, lifting it up, lifting it back up.
So I've used flagstone for this because I want it so that you can see it. So a nice defined line, but not quite as harsh as the black. So, and it's the waterproof dye ink pad I'm using. So the one that means you can colour in and it's not going to move when you add your colouring product on there. Just going to try a little, so I'm just checking. So if you look, before you put any more ink on, just check and see if you've got any bits that you have missed a bit on on your thing. But I'm looking at that again. You know what? It's always that first image, that first impression. I'm going to do it again.
Just
you know what? And that's the beauty of you being able to do this. Stamps need to get dirtied up a bit, don't you think?
I agree.
They're just too troublesome when they're brand new and clean. Right, so I'm going to ink that up again.
It's the crafty version of a kitchen wok.
Sorry?
It's the crafty version of a kitchen wok.
Absolutely.
You need to get it used and...
Yes, it needs to be seasoned. Seasoning.
I was away to say flavoured.
Yeah, I watch the cookery programmes, Don't necessarily do it, And then open my tin of beans and put the toast in the toaster.
Exactly,
Yeah. Listen for the ping of the microwave.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, so now hopefully this will be a better impression because we have given it a good, seasoned. Yes, that's great. Wow. I'm happy with that. I can work with that. So we'll pop that to one side. Let's pop that underneath there. And then what we're going to do is colour it in the easiest way possible. Now, I love this one. I think it's Julie's card. I want to say Julie's. Really lovely colours here, and quite autumnal again with the orangey kind of reddish colours in. Let's see what we can do with that colouring technique we did earlier. We're basically putting lots of colour down in as quick and easy a way as possible using your blending tools. So putting the ink on dry, So I've got my rectangular blending tools here.
Oh, I've got the name of who made the card.
Oh, who was it?
Julie Temperton.
I thought it was Julie. Yes, I thought it was Julie.
Please tell Sheena it's me that's made the card that she's demoing.
Thank you. I'm getting pretty good at guessing. Are you impressed? I said, yeah. It's like I've kind of bit of detective work there.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm like Vera Stanhope of the stamping world.
I like that.
So what I'm doing, I love this kind of golden kind of glow she's got in the sky. It's a bit blue as well, but it's got a golden glow. So I'm using straw bale. Now, and we're going to come back to the pens shortly. We'll use a combination of both, okay? So I have moved on to the ink pad, sorry guys. I did think that when I was doing
That's
this.
okay, we're going to have a look at them once you've finished this demo section.
Okay, cool. Because the thing is, as I said, these are all things that if you haven't got them now, you'll want to add to them, because all these things I need in my life, because one complements the other. They all work together. And when they're all water-based, they all play great. So can you see I've got that nice kind of gold, kind of glow going on there. Now, what I've got to be careful of is if I put some blue on here, it's turning green. And it could very well, but we'll see how we can get on. And yeah, it's got kind of the turquoisey kind of colour there. So we'll put a bit of black on there as well, just to tone it down a bit. But it doesn't really matter, just a little bit of hint of colour in the sky. And then we can put some clouds and things in there as well. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these amazing cards that the team have done and then trying to simplify them to make them look, what's the quick way? How can we do that and make it look cool in like a really accessible way? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So that it's a kind of fail-proof kind of approach to it. So we've got that there. So yeah, that looks a good little bit of kind of like bleaching. You can make it look like it's really natural if you drag it at an angle.
It's like the Aurora Borealis, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's really cool. If we put the black, if we get the black, well, let's make it look a bit stormy. Let's do that. Why not? I'm feeling the drama, Craig. So let's pop this one I've got here with some black ink on. I'll pop a little bit of there. So if you come in at an angle like this, can you see how it looks a bit like bleaching rain?
It does. That's incredible.
Using the edge of the applicator. That's where these rectangular ones are brilliant for that. It's such a, I came up with that ages ago. It was an accident to start with. I went, oh, rain, brilliant. See how it looks really bit moody, a bit stormy looking?
It does.
All right, so that's good. We'll put a little bit darker at the top. And then we'll bring the light in the foreground. So we've got the sky looking a bit dramatic. We'll look at how to colour the building in. So this is where I'm now going to come to these little daubers. Right, so let's add a little bit of a warmer kind of tone and the lighter green. Let's try a bit of that. So we'll use a bit of this. This is the Spring Meadow. So check this out. Look at how quick I'm going over here. So what I'm doing, I'm putting as much colour in an area as I can get away with, and then going to lift it out. So making things easy for us by just blocking in colour using these applicators, and then we'll lift colour out again. So that's some green in there. We'll put some of the darker green in, and also some of the warmer colour in too. So we'll pop a little bit there, like that. Because what we're going to do is we're going to lift the colour out as well in a minute with some water. Now the thing is in here you're going to get a reflection in the water as well. So I'm going to pop a little bit of green down there, even though this is going to be a bit bluey. And we've already got the green in there, and there's a little bit of green along here. So it looks a bit messy at the minute, but hopefully all being well,
it all ties
it'll
together.
come together in the end. And we'll try a little bit of this straw bale just to warm that up a little bit in the distance here. Maybe a little bit of a yellow. What we can do, so if I haven't got as strong a yellow as I want on this is where when I come to colour in, I can always supplement it with my aquas if I want, because why not? You've got them. That's how I would be using them.
Oh, I would.
For sure. So the house, let's make that a little bit of a bluey kind of greyish kind of colour. So it's a touch blue on there. Just so it's got a little bit of a tint of colour. Julie's probably watching this, you know, she probably spent ages doing this gorgeous colouring
And
card.
then you're coming along and
what's you
showing us how
doing?
to create it like that.
What's you doing? But yeah, so that'll work there. And then we'll pop a little bit of this blue in the water as well, because what we're going to do is, like I said, this is not the end of it. We're gonna lift colour out of this as well. And now this I want to come further down because I'm going to create some land in the foreground, and this is just going to be an extension and bring the river down a little bit more. So if I want to add more ripples, remember those Aqua pens I keep saying I can't be without. I can use them to add that little bit there if I want to do that. Okay. So we've got it mapped out with colour. Doesn't look as pretty and as impactful and as refined as we want it to look, but it's a start. It's getting there. So what we'll do now is we'll start lifting colour out and putting colour in. So I'm going to now go to, pop these to one side, and then go to the actual ink pads and pens to start colouring in.
Okay.
So the sky I'm going to leave as it is.
Right.
I'm going to use a bit of Fryer Brown and a little bit of the black, and we'll add some little bits in and start colouring in so that, like the tiles on the roof of this, and start putting in the details, Craig. Yeah?
Okey-doke.
So we'll pop a little bit of that there.
Even when it comes to the sky a moment ago there, Sheena, what a great way to see how you can use your blending tools in a different way.
Yeah, you know, make them work for you. Absolutely, definitely. That's where you know, if it does the job and it does the job quicker, then why not do it? Yeah, for sure. So we've got the roof coloured in there, a little bit of a colour in the roof. So it's already starting. We've got something going on. We can colour these little bits here in maybe. We've got that there. You could do kind of a brick kind of chimney looking, so a bit more Fryer Brown and maybe a touch of the reddish colour. Basically, just splodge some colours out, guys, before you start. Just get the colours out there, and then we'll start picking up. Think of the colours like autumn and pretty kind of like that warm kind of colour that you're looking for in the autumny kind of shades. Oranges, yellows, warm browns. And look, what I'm going to do, because I've got straw bale there, but it's a very pale yellow, but I want a more golden yellow, yeah? So I've just borrowed it from my pen, because you would do that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. So we'll add that little glow to these hills, and if you want it a bit paler, we can put the colour on, and if you think, oh, it's a bit strong, just blot it off so that it's not as in your face as it was. So a little bit brown, more browny. Can you see? Not as bright yellow.
No, it's not.
That's
is
better.
It? No,
yeah.
You do see that difference.
Yeah, and we can do the same with. So we can make some of these trees and things look a bit more autumnal with the colours that we're putting on them. So we'll just go for it here. We're going to just
colours that you've used as well. You know, you've not used every colour under the sun.
No,
just
that's it. You know what? There's a benefit to using a limited palette. When they say use a limited palette, it's a good thing, because what you do then to get more colours is you mix those colours you've got together, so you've got less chance of things clashing and not working, because they're literally all from the same colour palette. That makes sense.
Complete sense.
Yeah, so we've got that there going on with a distance. We could put the kind of impression of some kind of brownie kind of in this tree. If you want to make it look a little bit kind of autumnal, you can just do a little bits in there as well, just to give it a little hint of a, you know, as if it's still got a few kind of leaves just stuck on there. It's your composition. You do with it what you want. If you just stipple some light and some darker on there, it should work and come together. The riverbank, let's pop a little bit of a browny kind of colour towards down the riverbank, and we'll put a bit more green there and a little bit down here. So can you see, I'm just using those few colours that are on my mat. You don't need loads and loads of colours to make it work. We'll pop a little bit of this green in there as well.
And just like wake-up call, Sheena, and even that last demonstration, just seeing you bringing it together in front of our eyes.
Yeah, and
from start to finish.
And that's basically what you do. Just work at it a little bit at a time, and you know, just look and see what's going on and just have fun with it, really. So the house is looking pretty flat at the minute. This is looking pretty flat. We need some depth in the water. We need something going on there. This tree needs a little bit more something going on. So if you just stipple with your brush a little bit with some of the darker colour in there as well as the lighter, it'll look a bit more kind of as if it's still got something on it. But I think we got away with that. That looks like it's got some foliage still on it. But what we'll do is with the house, we'll make this look a little bit more 3D. So I'm looking for another little place to splodge some colour. So I've got midnight and a little bit of black. And we'll mix this together. So I'm thinking where can we make one side darker than the other? So I'm going to make this side of this house a bit darker than the other side. So by going over and putting a wash over this, it just makes it look a little bit like it's a bit more 3D. Can you see?
It does. Even that little bit, giving it that shadow, that highlight.
Yeah,
how 3D
exactly.
it
So
is.
committing to saying, right, that side's in dark and that side's a bit lighter. And the same with the chimneys. Well, the chimneys we're going to do kind of terracotta, like brickwork, weren't we? So we'll put a bit more of a reddy kind of tone in there, and that one. And we can pop a little bit of this 3D kind of, just kind of like, it's like a cool grey we've mixed there for that bit. And also...
We talk about the colouring coma. I'm glad you're able to talk while you demonstrate, Sheena, because I'm going into a watching coma here, just like everyone else at home. Just seeing this in front, obviously, because I've got their monitors in front of me, and just watching them as you are at home. I see exactly what you're seeing at home, and it is absolutely spectacular.
It's just good fun, you know, to do, and just play with it, and just you know, have fun. Having try it out. Think, right, where would it be darker? It's going to be darker along the edges of the river where there's less light, and then it's going to have some light coming in the river. So we'll put some shadow, but we'll have it broken as well. So just skip the brush across like this. You see, that's what they call like dry brushing. So if you have it on your brush, but have hardly any on, and just skip across, you're going to give that illusion of it being like water. Yeah.
And so this is where we were talking about the difference between the water base and the alcohol base. So let's say, you know, put a bit of dark. Let's say you go too dark. Either blend it out or just dab it with a bit of water on your paintbrush.
Absolutely.
To take it away. Now, you know, as I said it in the last show, and I hold my hands up, my tri-blends are my favourite. I love my tri-blends. So it's nothing against alcohol colouring. But I always say when it comes to colouring, starting to learning, I would say water-based aqua pens are always the first ones to go to build that confidence.
Oh, absolutely. If you've ever wondered about water-based colouring, and as Craig said, want a way to get introduced to it that is so forgiving and will hold your hand and you know, so you don't get scared too soon kind of thing with it. Aquas are perfect because they start in pen form. So if you want to just use them like a pen, great. And then you just try them like this, and then, oh, I'll just try them like that, and then I'll try this. So you're not really, you know, it grows with you. You start whatever level you feel comfortable at, wherever you're at, that's where you're going to start, and then progress from there. That's definitely what I would say. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make, this is too green, we need this brown, more browny. So we'll put a little bit of this what colour is this one? Friar brown in the foreground, like that. So now we've created like kind of a foreground with that we can put the grasses against now. See, Craig?
And it
so
really
we've got a
does
bank
that
there.
green, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we've got the background going, we've got the foregrounds almost there. We could tidy it up a little bit more with a bit more careful colouring, but I'm not going to. We'll just keep it quite, you know, leave it at that maybe. But we're definitely going to need to highlight that. So I'm going to wipe this down, Craig.
Right.
Because I've got all this ink on here. So can you see how I'm just using my mat as a palette? If you've got an old plate or a tile, a white tile, use that, because the ink that you don't use, you can come back to then. You know, just wet it again tomorrow. So with this, we can do some kind of grasses along the foreground if we want, or we can. I don't know what to do. Well, let's do that. Let's show you how we can do some grasses with this as well. So I've just wiped that up, but we'll put some white again. So if you want to give the impression of some kind of like a grassy kind of something going on, just to then put your wildflowers against, so it doesn't look like they're just sat there against nothing. We're using the ink pad now, this pine tree and your small brush and just flicking up from the bottom, and it's giving the impression of, you know, some kind of foliage, some texture and something going on there. So that when we put the wildflowers against that, they're not just sat against nothing. Yeah?
I mean, the comments that are coming through, Sheena, and that I'm reading, is just incredible is all that I can keep saying. That's all that I can keep saying. We'll go through them again just shortly, but I just want to let you know, thank you for sending your comments through.
Thank you. I'm saying thank you. I'm hoping I'm thanking you. Right, so we've got that there. Now we can add some light and things in there. So we can start for bleaching, where we want to. This is the point where, when I said if you half close your eyes and see if it's looking a bit flat, if there's any way that needs to look lighter, if you could do with a little bit of a highlight somewhere. That's where you're going to for bleach. And if it looks like you need to add a little bit more contrast, then I'd put a little bit darker colour somewhere. But basically, you want some light areas and you want some dark areas. Okay, so if it's looking flat when you half close your eyes.
Even that little dab there that you've done.
Yeah, and this is just gives you now the water looking more like it's got some highlight and ripples on it. And what you can do, this is really good here, if you stipple, you see I've got no line work here. That's because this will be kicking up a little bit of foam where it's dropping on the little waterfally bit, yeah?
You've made that look as though it's like a little 5x5 canvas, and what you're doing now is like your white oil paints or something. You're just creating that highlight for what you're doing on watercolour card, and it is faux bleaching.
It's just, that's all it is. It's just a little bit of just making them work for you. That's all it is, just making these little bits and pieces work for you. So we've got that scene there now coloured in, which is, I think, we could add a little bit more highlight back here because it's looking a bit flat on some of these trees. We could lighten just a little bit, just to give them a bit more definition. But then I think we'll dry that and we're going to stamp and emboss, I think, the grasses on there. Then put the little bit of the dragonfly on. How about that?
Excellent.
Okay, we'll dry that.
Well, in actual fact, we're all that mesmerised. What we're going to do is I was going to show you the water reactors. They are there on the website for you to check out. But what we'll do, take a little break, go back to Sheena, then we'll show you the water reactors. Head across to the website, they're on shop today, but we'll be back just in a couple of minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. Shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does he
That's
do?
exactly
What
how
does he do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Promise you we are going to go straight back to Sheena, but I just want to read out some of your comments. Beth Malone on YouTube saying, always save Sheena's show for later reference and inspiration. Rachel is saying, me too, Craig. She just finds it so relaxed. Lisa saying, stunning tutorial. Marianne Rosie saying, Sheena has such lovely stamps and shows awesome techniques. Angela saying, I'm mesmerised. Deborah saying, hello from Ohio, amazing, so pretty. Thank you, you make it look so easy. And Colleen is saying, I could just watch Sheena all day. What an artist, beautiful teacher, absolutely beautiful. It really, really
bless.
is.
Thank you.
Let's just go straight back, Sheena.
I just love Wednesdays. They're great because, you know, I'm just playing and like talking. I have no inner monologue, so it works great.
You play and we learn from.
Yeah, that's brilliant, and share. It's all great, you know. So what I've done is I've lined up those grasses in the foreground. This looks duller because I've put the anti-static bag over there. I really wanted a lot of the stuff on there. It'll dust off shortly, so it's made it look a bit misty.
Okay.
But I don't want that when I come to emboss it. I don't want the powder to stick where I don't want it to be. So I am now coming in with the clear embossing pad here, the translucent clear. And I'm going to do these in gold because I think I have actually got copper as well. And I was thinking, oh, do I do copper or do I do gold? Couldn't make my mind up. Might do both, we'll see. So basically, that's that inked up there. So let's hope. I normally like to do a couple when it's an embossing thing, you know, because you don't want to miss any. But should we just see? Should we try just one? Let's see what it looks like.
You feel comfortable.
I'm going to do it again, Craig. Just so that, because I did put a lot of that powder on there, so it wouldn't go where I didn't want it to go. So let's just go over one more time, and then we'll put that powder on there. Embossing powder, and see what we've got, and fingers crossed it should look quite pretty.
Because you're using embossing powder, you've made sure that layer is completely dry.
Absolutely essential. That's right, Craig. Cheers for that. Yeah, I really did spend time because you think it's dry, the surface, but no, dried a bit more. Yeah, super dry, and then always use your anti-static as well. So we'll pop this gold embossing powder just all over me. And all over that. Right, it was a little bit damp in the foreground. We've got some grasses showing up. It looks a little bit dense in the foreground, but I think we'll be all right. We'll see what it looks like. Again, it's best if you can super dry the card. More time than we had.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
That's better. But I think we'll be okay. It'll just look a bit more dense in the foreground than it would have done had we dried it a bit more, because the powder's kind of clung a little bit more. So when you're embossing, so basically what's happened is we've got like a solid foreground, but yeah, that's all right, we'll live with it. We've got a little bit of the impression of the grasses coming up into the...
Yeah, you can see it there from up above.
It looks quite nice like that. To be honest, what you could do is if you wanted to then, which we won't because it's becoming like that thing in Love Actually again, when Rowan Atkinson's selling Alan Rickman.
Brilliant.
Yeah, one more thing, sir. Like what, 3 hours later?
Yeah.
But what you could do is you could then put a negative stamp across there. By that I mean use the black over that foreground again, so that you get put the grasses back in. Do you know what I mean? In the foreground.
Yeah.
Should we do it quickly?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, of course.
Let's see if it works. We need a black opaque, and hope that it's going to sit nicely onto that what am I looking for? Where's me rocker block there? Have you seen the state? This is my all-time messiest week ever. I've literally got more mess than I've ever had.
No, it's great to see.
my
I can
leg.
see it a lot more on my end.
What? So, now bear with while I try and find this. There we go, jet black opaque. Let's hope this works. Because it's now going to sit on top of embossing powder, which is shiny plastic. So it's a big ask, but you know what? We might as well try it out, guys, eh? Why not?
Let's go for it and try, yeah.
Yeah, let's try just there. Let's see what we're going to get with that. Oh, yes, winner, chicken dinner. I'm going home. My work here is done. I might retire on this card. Oh, that looks cool. I'm happy with that.
So
you know when
cool.
you're just pleased with something and you should be pleased with what you do anyway. But I am pretty sad. But I like that big style. Look at that.
Incredible.
So see, we're happy. It was a happy accident, that one. So basically, what happened was, and this is how you get yourself out of something that might have happened. And what happened was this down here wasn't dry enough.
Okay.
Even though I had dried it. So even having dusted it with the anti-static bag before I stamped to add the embossing powder, it still clung to the bottom. But that then left a solid bank of gold kind of embossed area, which let me now put this really nice defined foreground grasses on there. And I think that I would do that again, deliberately, Craig.
Yeah, deliberately, to get that effect.
Cool, isn't it? And then, so I've got a little mat ready to do that, so that'll be the first one. That took a while, but it was quite a lot of tuition in that one.
Yeah. The thing is as well, though, and I know we've still got about only 45 minutes to go, but we've still got 45 minutes to go. Between Wake Up Call and then that demonstration, Sheena, you've shown us 3 incredible demonstration tutorials from start to finish within the 3 new sets that you've brought.
Yeah.
So between the 2 shows, you've got something from each of them.
Yeah, because we did this one just previously as well with the autumnal one. So we've got 2 so far, but let's do another one when I get cleared up. Yeah.
Let's do it. Right. Let's have a look at our water reactive ink pad bundles. So this one here, our water reactive, where we're going to get 10 of our ink pads. Now you're going to get these 10. Now this is a star buy within these ones here, and you can see the details on your screen. £35 or $45. You are going to be getting your ocean blue. Now you're going to get that ocean blue. Now your platinum price is going to be £28 or $36 for all 10 of these ones here. Now it essentially does work out that you're going to be getting a few for free, which I'll step you through that in a moment. You're then getting your Chinese red. So this comes across as a bit orange on screen, but it's Chinese red that you're getting. You're getting midnight, you're getting fuchsia, you're getting spring meadow, you're getting friar brown. We're then giving you the pine tree, your straw bale as well. So you're going to get your straw bale. You're also going to get your parakeet, and then you're also going to get your noir black as well. Now, today's price is giving you a saving of over 40%. Now, these are $5.99 each or $18.95. So 6 of them would come to £35.94. For you guys stateside, 6 of them would come to £53.70. So you can see that value you've got. It kind of works out, it's about 4 of them for free. So exceptional when it comes to your water reactive. So you've got that, as I said there a moment ago, just over 40% within that sale, price when it comes to the saving of today's price. So that's your water reactive. So you've seen Sheena using these between Wake Up Call and also this show here. The other thing you've seen Sheena using is our daubers, finger daubers. Now, not only are they back in stock and been back in stock for a couple of weeks now, this bundle is giving you 2 of these ones here. So that price on your screen, £42 or $56 with a saving of over 15%. If you're platinum, it comes down to $33.60 or $44.80. So you're going to be getting an 82-piece set because you're going to get this and you're going to get it times 2. So you're then going to get 80 of your finger daubers and then 2 of the storage trays of these ones as well. So that's going to come to you with the platinum price of $33.60 or $44.80. Let's not forget, maybe you didn't quite know yet, but we are coming to the end of our 7 days of summer event across on our website. Now we're in day 5 here, where we've got something different each day for you guys. Now today what you have got is you've got a free gift gift. So when you spend over £10, $10 or €10, what you need to do is you need to, in the promo code, put summer gift. So that's summer gift, all one word. As long as your basket totals £10, $10 or €10 or over, then the guys and girls will then pop that into your basket by you putting that promo code in there. Now that's then going to give you the ability to create that shadow. So you've got your shadow stamps that you can use with your water reactive, and then you've got your thinking die as well. So that gives you that shadow, that drop shadow, but then you can use them all individually if you want as well. So you're going to get all of that one completely free as long as you put in promo code your summer gift. Then before we go to Sheena, let's have another look. And I say another look because we looked at this in Wake Up Call here. This one is your stamp cleaning solution. Not only are you going to get your stamp cleaning solution, you're going to get the station as well. So you've got your station where you can then clean your stamps, and then on the opposite side you can dry your stamps ready to go. Now not only are you going to get the station, you're going to be getting your stamp cleaning solution. If you're going for the showstopper today, you'll of course get one of these within the showstopper. You'll always need this solution. You know, there'll come a point where you need to do a top up of the cleaning solution. So to go for that today, plus getting one of these within the showstopper, it's one of these that benefits you to have that extra one. Now you've seen how Sheena used it in Wake Up Call and then also in previous shows before. Leanne will say the same, spritz your stamp, then give it a wipe, and then you can give it a dry off. Now just to say as well, it won't de-stain your stamp. So if you're using a colour that's going to stain your stamp, maybe for instance like Quick Dry Fuchsia, it's not going to take the colour off the stamp, i.e. it's not going to take the stain away, it's going to take the excess colour off. So you'll still be able to keep using it and using it and using it without your decontamination of colours. So I just wanted to point that one out because I know it was a question last week that I had. You'd clean your stamp and it was actually, it was Fuchsia Quick Dry. Maybe if you're watching you can let me know if it was you. Forgive me, I forgot the name of who said it, and you were worried because it stained your stamp and you thought it was meant to clean it completely, which isn't always the case. So you've got that $18.88 or $25.11, saving of 10% on something that's going to prolong the use of your stamps, with a platinum price of $15.10 or $20.09. It's also on Shop the Day for you to check out, .co.uk.com or .eu. Right, here we go. Let's go straight back to Sheena.
Fabulous. Right, I thought we'd do a bit of monochrome stamping now.
Oh, I'm looking
just so we
forward
can
to
try
this.
some different compositions out as well. So I have got the bridge ready to go, and we're going to use it with the grasses as well. So as we've used the grasses before, and I'm going to use the Water Reactive ink in Midnight because I just think a nice blue toned, tranquil kind of scene would look rather pretty. So I'm inking that up. And I'm using the repositioner here just so that I can make sure I've got a nice good line stamped on here. Now this stamp should be pretty good for this because there's lots of line work in it which will hold the ink. If you do this technique with a stamp that has virtually no detail, it doesn't work because if it's just an outline, there's nowhere for the ink to sit other than on this very fine outline. You know what would look nice, a bit darker as well. You could do that with a bit of the black maybe as well, but we'll see. We'll leave it at that. So what I need to do is to pop that to one side out the way, and we'll start by just using some water with this. Now, when you're doing this technique, well, like everything, there's a little tricks and little things to know. The first thing is obviously the right card. Again, I'm using the premium watercolour card. And I'm using a regular brush, not a water brush. So you might think, oh, I've got a water brush, that's less scary, and it'll be easier for when I do this, and that'll be fine. No, okay. Honestly, the water brush is not your friend for this technique because it's too wet. Then all release too much water. When you're doing this, it's so surprising every time you do it how little you need on the brush, how it's virtually just damp, the brush, to get this blend and get the ink moving. You really, if you use the water brush, it runs away from you and you've lost the control of it before you hardly get started, yeah? So use a regular brush, and when you're doing this, wet the brush and dry it every time. Like I say, you're using a barely damp brush. I wouldn't even say a wet brush.
Just damp.
And that's what's going to give you that control, Craig, so that you can move the ink when you want it to move and not when it's just going to go out of your control and you think, oh no, how do I get this back? It's this, what do I do?
What do I do?
Yeah, help.
Jack, save me.
Yeah. So the other thing to know is if you find that a lot of the line's moving and you're losing a lot of the detail, what you can do is heat set it a little bit before you do any more. This is moving quite a bit, this ink, because different card will react differently. So, you know, what result you get with one card be completely different with a different card, and you don't know till you try the card out. So if you find that when you're doing this, it's really eager to move the ink, and so you're losing the detail, stop and give it a little blast with a heat gun, and that will set that a little bit for you before you then can carry on and do a little bit more. Okay, so we'll set that, and that just fixes it a little bit more so that when you do this, there's less of the ink to like kind of displace kind of thing. And again, don't blend everything. Don't feel you've got to blend everything to within an inch of its life. Yeah? So leave some highlight on there as well. So I'm just going around looking at little where there's, so when I'm drawing these stamps for you, I'm using the texture as shading as well. So if you look, there's a lot of scribble here that represents leaves and trees and foliage. So that automatically, if you go with it and you know, work with it and just use little round movements of the brush like this, will automatically start to form little kind of sections of foliage, you know, so it's not just one big clump kind of thing. So look out for that in the stamp. Have a look before you start and think, right, I'll blend that and I won't blend that, and I'll do that but I won't do that bit. And then you start to get kind of a more interesting kind of, you know, definition going, because that's how you would lose the definition, is just by blending everything. And then across here, being the water, we want this to be a bit more kind of smooshy, less defined. But we still want to keep some highlight on there. So if you can see there, I've got nothing, no detail in here. So that would be a good place to put a highlight, yeah?
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
So we can just continue down like this. So see, look, I'm just skipping across a little bit. Now what I want to do is I want to extend this down a little bit more, Craig. So I'm going to take some of that colour and just continue with a wash further down like this.
Because this is the sort of technique, isn't it, that you're not going to rush, you're going to sit, you're going to relax, you're going to have a look, maybe, as you said, plan, you know, what you're going to blend out, what you're going to keep as it is.
Exactly. And so you can just continue like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to dry this. I'm going to blend it out to virtually nothing here. So just with water, yeah, just like there. Then we're going to dry it. Then we're going to come in with the dry blend, and then we're going to put the detail in with, oh, a little bit of green there, don't want that there, with the wildflowers. Okay, so that's where we're going. In case you're wondering, what you doing? What's her game then? That's me game. That's what I'm up to. So I'm going to dry this quickly. Then I'm going to come in and blend it and continue. So quick blast through the heat gun there.
Fab. I'll give you a very quick recap of the new stamps that we've got here. The showstopper is on the screen. Don't worry, you're not missing anything from Sheena. She's just drying off her layer there. But your showstopper, it consists of your carefree days. It's then going to be giving you your time to reflect, and you're also going to get the beautiful bridge. So that's the one that Sheena's using right now. You're going to get your 50 ml of your stamp cleaning solution, and then you're also going to get your fab file as well, with some of the little dividers inside that you can start to store and divide your stamps, your dies, your offcuts, finished cards. If you make little finished cards, you can store whatever you like, little recipes in there, little pictures from the kiddies, whatever you like, but you can store it in there. £30 or $38 with a saving of over 15%. Just to say though, well, I'll tell you the platinum price, £24 or $30.40. Compared to the price of just the stamp sets on their own. So You've got your stamp sets just on their own. So these ones on their own are £30 or $38. Okay, so that's your showstopper that's on the screen just now. Now, your set of 3 stamps are $23.97 or $29.85 with a platinum price of $19.18 or $23.88. If you can go back, if we can go back to that showstopper on the screen, there we go. So that actually works out that you're going to be getting your stamp cleaner and your fab file for £6.03 or $8.15. That's the difference. So you're going to get all of that, and essentially you're getting these two for £6.03 or $8.15 by going with that showstopper. That's why so many have been going for the showstopper today, because you're getting that for such a small amount. So I just wanted to let you know about that one. But right, let's just head straight back to Sheena.
Fantastic. Cheers, Craig. Right, so I've trimmed that down now so basically, because it has a finite edge, so I've trimmed it to that, left a bit more room top and bottom. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with the same colour, and we're going to do a bit of blending with the blending tool. I just put my hands literally just straight on the ink pad. Did you see that?
I did actually,
that was impressive, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, there was one time, I shouldn't tell you this, but you know, too much information, but I'm going to. I was watching TV and I thought, did I take my glasses off? And you know what I did to check? I poked myself in the eye.
You never?
I did. I went, oh, my glasses are. And I thought, where have I got them on? And I never thought to just like, you know, just went, oh, I got them. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't. I did take them off.
How to check if you've got your glasses on?
That's
Put yourself in the eye.
Yeah. I have many more of those, but I won't. I'll save them.
Love
dangerous. That. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glycerin on my blending tool. And the reason is I want this to be pale, a paler version than a straight fresh ink. This is a nice new juicy ink pad. So when I blend it, I'm going to get a really dark blue. So I want it to be a bit paler. So it's kind of like you're diluting it, but still making it blendable by adding a bit more glycerin. So, you know, as if it was watercolour, you would add water, wouldn't you? But if you add water, it'll stop it blending. Now that's better, because what I want to do now is start at the top, and you rev up with your little circles with your blending tool, which is why you need that non-stick mat behind this, or your glass mat.
Yeah.
Don't do this against card. I've seen people do that on TV. It's like, no, because the idea is this is not grabbing the colour off here before it hits where you want it to be, but you need to start outside to get that blend, that kind of nice transition from darker to lighter. You need to start outside that area and then blend it down, and then we can put some clouds in the sky, and we're going to do the same coming that way up. And what we're doing is we're creating a kind of a base then for the grasses to sit against as well.
Can't wait to see
this.
this.
A little bit that there. So this is if you've got the stamps and you think, right, okay, I'm building up to the colouring bits, but you know, you could do this in that nice brown sepia tone, the Friar brown. Lovely. You can stamp with any of these with black as well to tone them down a little bit. So if you think, oh, it's a bit blue, you know, or it's a bit bright, you could just put both inks. Start with the lighter ink on the ink pad, on this pad, and the stamp. Then put the darker ink on, and then you've got them. You got the best of both then, and it's just toned the colour down a bit for you. So we've got the sky and we've got the foreground sorted. So we'll do some clouds again, and now I'm going to do it again. You've seen me do it, but it just works. This is what you want. In fact, I might even put a little. Let's put that sun back there, because that's where that highlight is. So we'll put that back, but look at how well this lifts. This just lifts so good. If you're not great at circles, find something to draw very lightly around, kind of thing, because it can actually start drawing it, and then it ends up like a supermoon or something, and then it becomes like a Run for Your Lives. It's like the planets collide or something, you know, like. And then we'll put some clouds again. It's just up to you if you want fluffy clouds, if you want wispy clouds. All your and if what happens, Craig, when you do this, you're lifting the ink there, but then you can put the cloud over.
This effect's so cool.
That's there as well. So it's like positive, negative, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. So you're getting like value for your money there with that. And I've got a little mark on there. So you see that little mark there? What had happened was, picked up some water on me my card. And what happens then, instead of the ink sitting on the surface, it's gone into the core of the card and it's kind of fixed. So that's where it's hard to remove when it does that. That little bit there, can you see?
Yeah.
So that might have to be like something flying, I don't know, maybe a dragonfly will sit there. And then again, so here we can add some more highlights along here if you want with this. And this, we could still have the impression of it being more water, to be honest. We could, you know, have it so that the river's kind of continuing, because we just really wanted something behind those grasses. So that is looking pretty good there. I'm going to dry this and then we're going to stamp the grasses. Yeah?
Exceptional. It's amazing. But yeah, that technique with the cloud in front of the moon, it just blows me away every time. Look, your whole technique, but there's something about that effect, really, really effective.
Oh, you know,
really
for Halloween,
effective.
if you do them long, thin, kind of very thin clouds like that, it looks great for a Halloween moon.
Well, I have been teasing everyone and letting you all know that this year we are going big with Halloween here at Crafters Companion. Myself and Debbie have got a big, Debbie Robinson, big Halloween preview coming a week on Sunday. So we are going big. So you're going to be able to watch and follow along all the techniques from Sheena and then start to bring them in with, you know, maybe stamps, dyes, etc., etc. We've got coming your way.
Right. So then, Craig, shall we finish that one up?
They're teasing me, Sheena.
Well, then what
They're saying, what are you going to be wearing for Halloween? Now, I'm not a party pooper. I'm up for anything. I'm not one of those that tends to go to like fancy dress parties or that. I'm not a fancy dress sort of guy. Yes. I like a party. Are you wearing
anything like their fancy dress then, or you're just not gonna not gonna see anything and hope they don't?
I don't. It's a funny one because it doesn't make sense. I think it's more the hassle and the extent you have to go to. Like if this place came to me with a big costume and that and said, right, Craig, why don't you put it on? That's fine, I'll do it. But the extent of going to find a costume, getting it, and nah.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
I know it's a lot of work there, isn't there? For
There is.
You know, yeah.
A lot of pressure as well nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah, don't bother.
We'll just sit in and watch our paranormal shows.
Yay, we found a way to put that thing there. So there you go. Now we've got, no, you know what I would do there though? I wouldn't be doing, I've got to do it. Got to do it, bear with.
Oh, it's going in.
I'm going to vignette.
Oh, nice.
Because I think it'll look better with a little bit of because this just draws your eye in to the centre. So same colour, so one ink pad. So I'm hoping I'm mixing it up here for you guys so you can see whether you, even if you might love colouring, which is great, but then we've made the colouring easy. We've taken away the colour by using one ink pad, and we're showing you all the different ways that you can use just that one ink pad in one project as well. So, you know, we're mixing it up and covering the bases for you there. So hopefully there's something for everybody.
Oh, there has been, Sheila. I can vouch for that, absolutely, Sheena.
Fabulous. So there you go. Now that would sit nicely on a nice mat. And look at all that detail in there.
I thought the same, Dean.
Yeah,
Dean's just saying, Japanese sort of China feel,
Yeah, that lovely blue China wearing things, isn't it? Yeah, very much. And the dragonfly does it somehow, doesn't it? That one dragonfly there. But that's, so that's midnight ink pad and a bit of water.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? You could put a bit of bling on that as well if you want at some point. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got time for another demonstration.
Yeah.
Shall we do a quick sparkle pen background with the grasses?
Let's do it. I'll give you a moment or two just to get yourself all sorted. We've got Angela saying I'm mesmerised. I think I read your one out, Angela. Apologies if I did, but I've done it again now. We've got Cindy Connie is saying, I'm so glad, Sheena, that you explained about losing detail when you're trying this to stop and dry. My first try was a bloody mess. I did try stamping over it again, but it was just looked off and a bit bad. And I learned something new as well, because I'm the one that would keep going and going and going and going, why not? Yeah. Now I know the way you've explained it. We've got Laura saying, this gives me hints of toil print with the blues.
A what?
Toil print.
Oh yeah, the toile. Yeah.
Is it the toile?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, you know, that old fashioned where you've got like the crinoline ladies and things
Oh,
like
yes,
that. Yeah, the
yes.
lovely blue and white, and like kind of like Delft china as well, which is the Dutch pottery. You know, the blue and white pottery. That would look really cool. If you wanted to look more like that, tell you a good thing to do is use, when it's dry, your clear ink pad all over it, or you know, the glossy.
Or glossy highlights.
Glossy highlights, yeah, over the whole thing, and that'll make it look like china. But probably best, or even quicker, like spray and shine over it, something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would look,
Yeah, the
make
green
it look
lid
shiny,
one.
yeah, look really cool, yeah.
There you
Okay,
go. Options. Options there.
all good.
Sherry is saying, oh my word, Sheena, you're just like me. I walked into a wall without my glasses. When it comes to the moon, Elaine's saying you could use a little finger dauber to make the moon.
Yeah.
Or a round sponge. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could do. You could do. Kathy's saying that's so pretty. I love that. Depending on the amount of time you have to create, you can stop at multiple stages of the card. It's beautiful. All at different stages. And now Rachel says she's going to dress Teddy up as a little pumpkin this year. Oh, can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see that.
Fabulous.
If you're ready, we can
yeah.
then just go straight to you.
Okay, well, I've just picked up a handful of sparkle pens here, all kind of warm tones again. And I've got in my hands, I've got Firefly, I have Smoked Quartz, Harvest Moon, and Pink Garnet here.
Excellent.
So, I'm thinking we could just create, what I used to do was bands of colour, and then lift the colour out as well. You can draw the line with these as well, you know.
Could you?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
do you want
yes,
to see
of
it?
course,
Shall we
yeah.
do that? Right, let me show you. Right, so
This is brilliant.
I tried it out, yeah. So, let me think how we're going to do the colours. Let's just go, right, so give them a shake, that's important. Sparkle pens always will need to be having a shake, okay? Shake it up, baby,
Shake,
now.
Sonora.
Twist and shout. Shake, yeah?
Shake, 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 Sonora.
I
Shake
believe
your
you.
body line.
Back to that again.
Back to that. We'll always come back to that.
Give it
now.
a good shake. And I always store them on line flat, Craig, because the mica, the glitter that's in there, it'll disperse over a larger area there. So when you shake it, it moves quicker than if it was in a little bit at the end of the pen.
That's
You
good to
understand,
know.
no? So give them a good shake. And then I'm going to take the lids off them. Oh, look at that. I shook it a bit too much, but never mind. Oh, on that one.
Oh.
Oh, you can love me. Yeah. Oh, I was a little bit vigorous with the whole thing, but never mind. Oh, look at me. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a line like this. I'm just playing, all right? We're just playing. And we'll draw a bit of pink there. And what was the other colour I just had? I don't even remember. What was it?
The brown one, wasn't it?
Was it brown? I don't remember. We'll find out. You know what? I don't know. Who am I? What am I doing? Who? So what we'll do now is add the water and then just lift up. Ooh, fiery, look at that. If you want it to move more, just make sure it's wetter, okay? Oh, I like it.
Me too.
And then we can add a little bit in the sky. Let's, a little bit like pinky, let's do pinky kind of sky. So we'll take a little bit of that. So we'll just scribble. If you squeeze a little bit, it's your fault if there's lots of ink. I probably had squeezed them previous to that. If you don't squeeze them, they probably won't do that, but I did. So it's my fault, my bad. I was impatient. So we'll wet the sky. The way to get this to go more, kind of move more, is to put it into a wet solution rather than dry. But I don't want to go up to that bit there because I like the way that's just kind of doing its own thing, can you see? But we can put a little bit of that colour I'll drop there and put that, a little bit of that in there. Like that. So we've got a nice fiery sky going on there. And then we'll see if this is still wet enough to do a lake kind of reflection. Yep, it's still releasing
Sheena,
some colour
wow.
there. Fab. And then we'll put a little bit pink. So we'll reflect those colours back down in here that we've got there. And then what we'll do is we'll use this to do much kind of, you see the way the formula, if you get like a formula going, you just keep following it. That's it. So look, and it works great with the sparkles as well.
Look at that.
So foreground's always darker because colours coming forward are always stronger and darker than the distant ones. So, and I think we'll soften that a little bit so that it looks, and then we can add a little bit of something to the background as well. So we've got options now. We can add highlights to this. So if we take a piece of paper while it's still wet, if you want to full bleach them out here. Now I've used the brush wet, and I'm wetting the brush and dabbing, taking the colour off my brush as I'm coming back in. Can you see what's happening? It's lifting the colour.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's how you kind of can manipulate the colour like that. So then it gives you that harder edge. And we can do the same in the sky. If you want to add a little bit of colour at the sky, a little bit kind of a wispy kind of effect where it's less kind of, strong. If you want it a bit paler, you can just keep doing that and lifting some colour out. It moves. It really plays nice. This again, they're very forgiving. They'll lift for you. They'll move. And that's what you want with a water-based product.
It's the benefit, isn't it, of the water base?
Absolutely. And now what I would do with that, I'd dry that, and then you can trim it, and then again, the grasses will look amazing on there. It's just perfect. All these, this is this set for when I created this set, I hadn't done the draw the line, but after having done that and then bringing this set out, I thought, oh, this is absolute perfect set for that technique, because it's given you all this option to do all these lovely backgrounds and things. Uh-oh, went a bit too much then. Uh-oh, say nothing, wasn't me. Whoopsies, you didn't see me. So now, if you want, you can just use the small brush and really lightly just pull little bits like this, and that can be the start of your foreground for your grasses if you want, or you can just have it just like that. But sparkle pens as well, fabulous. Works a treat, doesn't it?
It does, and obviously you're going to get that sparkle once it's fully dried.
Yes, what we'll do is I'll
look.
dry it, Craig. We'll trim it down a bit, and then we'll let you see what it looks like. But yeah, your call on how much of this you want to do. You can do more or less in this foreground. You could do little grass heads and things, seed heads. If you do a little fine line, and then you do little dotties like that, you get the impression of little seed, grassy bits and things that you can also do as a background for your foreground ones, if you want to put them over the foreground. So yeah, just basically plain. Right, so let me try that now there for you.
And that look and that colour, that's going to resonate with so many of you at home, whether it's like me and my hometown Carnoustie. We've got Ballybudden, where the army come from all over the world and train, for, God forbid, anything was to happen. But when they're not training, when the red flags are down, it means we can walk across here. You can walk for miles and miles and hours and hours. Everyone loves going there with their dogs. And there's lots of areas like that, little ponds that you can just see here, there and everywhere. And if it's not dark at night, but of course, if it's red sky at night, or even if it's early in the morning, that resonates with me, because that looks familiar to me when I've walked there in the morning with the dogs years ago before I moved here. It could be somewhere that you go on holiday, of course, or just somewhere that looks familiar. So that's what I love, but to be able to do it with the sparkle pens is awesome. So let's have a look of the sparkle pens. They're going to come up on your screens just in a moment. So there is a pack of 3 sparkle pens. Within each pack you're going to get 3, and in total you are going to get 9 pens in total. So all 9 pens are completely different, so you're not going to duplicate on the 9 colours, but you're going to get them for $25.98 or $37.98. Now within these ones here, you can see the colours that you're going to be getting within these ones here. Beautiful colours within all 3 sets. So when it comes to these ones, when it comes to each colour that you're getting in each set, you're going to get one of my favourites being your pastel tones. Love the pastels. You're then going to get the essential brights and the earthy neutrals as well. Platinum price £20.78 or $30.78. Water based with that sparkle, and not only can you colour in with them, you can do your backgrounds and washes that Sheena's just showed you there. So that is our sparkle pens. I'm going to say world famous sparkle pens, because so many use them all across the industry. So if you want to get hold of them, you can absolutely do that. But what we will do is we'll go straight back to Sheena just in a moment, because we'll need to get the vote in as well. We've got the vote and we've only got like 10 minutes to go.
Oh,
I know,
I'm
it's scary,
trimming, like,
isn't it?
I'm cutting.
No, no, yeah, so that's right, don't you worry, you shout when you're
All
ready.
Right. Okay. Now, yeah, I
You're-
thought we could try and match some of them, Craig, and then they've got the fair chance, because the ones that are kind of matted and finished look better. So
Sounds good to
do
me.
that.
Let's give you a little bit of a recap as well of your weekday wonder. So this is Monday to Friday. This is going to give you double points. So Monday to Friday or while stocks last. Weekday wonder, Academy of Colour. This is all about portraits. Now, Daylight Today on Wednesday with Sheena and the education that you get within the Portraits Academy of Colour, hand in hand together. Take what you learn from Leanne and transition that through to what you learn with Sheena and vice versa. Now I'm going to tell you this right now. You don't have to have or use any of the other Academy of Colours. In here is a little card with a QR code. Scan that with your camera app. That's going to take you to the education of portrait. It's also going to take you to all the other education that Leanne's done for the other ones as well. I didn't tell you that. So you can then go back and watch. Okay, you might not have the correct pen or mediums that Leanne's used, but maybe use your tri-blends or your own Aqua pens, anything like that. You've got all the education, you've got the tools, 41 pieces. These are your duo pens, so your black ones are alcohol based. So for instance, you've got your browns there. So within this far end one here, deep brown, where you've got then one shade at one end, one shade at the other end to complement. Same when it comes to the Aqua pens, but of course, as we've learnt by now, through today with Sheena, you can start to blend lots of shades. You're going to get more alcohol cardstock, you're going to get more watercolour cardstock, and you're also going to then be getting your portrait stamps. Now you're going to get those because what you'll learn from Leanne within the Academy of Colour is your different portraits and your skin tones, light skin tones, dark skin tones, mixed race skin tones, all these different ones you will learn from Leanne. You've got your double points as well. That price on the tools themselves is fab, but you can take nothing when it comes to the fact is you're getting all that education from Leanne. It was filmed live at the time, but the benefit of that means you've got no one this side interrupting Leanne. It's just you and Leanne and any questions that correlate to the Portraits Academy of Colour, and then you can then rewind and fast forward. You can go volume higher, lower if you want to do it in piece. You've got option, and it's always there for you to go to as well. Leanne says it'll never disappear, so you've got it as a refresh as well. £28 or $38 with a platinum price of £22.40 or $30.40. That's your platinum price. Or if it's your very first purchase after joining Club Inspire, you'll get it at that price as well. Like everything else we've showed you, everything that is over £10, $10 or €10, pop summer gift, that's a promo code, summer gift, one word, into the promo box at checkout, and then you will get a free gift, which is your Thinking of You Shadow Stamp and Die set. So lots and lots of benefits as well throughout today here on Crafters TV. But before we wrap up this show, we are just going to go back to Sheena just in a moment and see what she's going to have done with what she showed you there. Lots of things that you can be doing when it comes to these stamp sets. Now, when it comes to the stamp sets, you're going to be able to use your blending kind of solution, or your blending solution, your blending tools. So I think the blending tools that you're going to be able to get is a variety of mediums. Now, when I say that, what I mean by is you're going to be getting your blending mat, so your non-stick craft mat. So this is 13 by 19. Now you can either use it as a whole, 13 by 19, or you can then start to chop it up like Leanne does. Work it and use it to your benefit. You're going to get that. You're going to get your square blending tool with the foam heads. You're then going to be getting your little egg-shaped ones. So it's a nice way to try them against them ones. You're going to get a nice roundness to them, plus you've got a little point. But you are going to get a full repack of the blending heads. Not only that, you're going to get a brayer, and then you're going to get one that I know that Sheena now swears by is your little palette tray as well. So all of that, $24.50 or $38.50. You've got a platinum price of $19.60 or $30.80 for all of that. And if you do just go for that tool set today, you're going to get your free gift as well, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're going to put your summer gift in the promo code. Right, Sheena.
Fantastic. Shall we do the vote then?
Let's do the vote.
All right then.
Yes,
so,
let's have a look.
I've just taken that one out because that was just a black, kind of just a quick one. So I thought we've got enough to vote on. I thought we'd just eliminate that one. We'll vote it that one. So we've got that one there. That was that one with the, we did that one with the Aquas, yeah. And then we did, that was number 1. This one's number 2. This was the one that we did with the water reactive, and it's got a little bit of, it's got embossing on there, if you see the bling.
You can,
bling
yes.
as well. Yeah, so that's that one. So that's number 2. Number 3 was the monochrome one, which was done with one of the water reactive ink pads. And that number 4 was just a really quick, nice one with a sparkle, which I didn't get a chance to show you. Can you see the bling on that? I don't know if you can see the bling. You're getting the bling.
Oh, Sam's coming in. He's coming in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're getting that.
Look. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was the last one. But pretty, that would be great for the grasses in the foreground.
It
Perfect
would.
for that. So
All
yes,
these
so we've
options.
got 4.
Brilliant. You've got 1, 2, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
The choice is yours. Get your votes in, and then of course Rachel will get the result in. We've got, so actually Beverly is saying, now I know we actually covered this within Wake Up Call, but Beverly's asking, how does Sheena get her hands clean?
Oh, well, you know what? Oh, I meant to tell you when I come back, notice how clean my hands are. Because I cleaned them in the break. And I used a bar of soap. That's it. I've got a little, I bought like a travel soap, you know, in a tin.
Yeah.
So I bring it with me because there's liquid soap in the loos and stuff, but it doesn't do anything. The liquid soap just laughs at them, mocks the liquid soap. But when you use the big gun, take the big guns out and the bar of soap, and it's like, oh, okay. And that literally just works every time. Just a solid bar of soap. Try that.
Perfect. There we go, try that. We've also got a question here from Laura is asking, Sheena, could you use the finesse inks over the embossing powder layer for a sharper view? So I think that's the one.
Finesse inks.
Well, they're kind of all, so it's whether it's water reactive, whether it's the pigment, whether it's the quick dry, we've got the waterproof, the alcohol proof. So
Over the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could, but you could. Yeah, the opaque ones are a different formula. They're thicker and gluppier. So the kind of, they're a little bit more, I seem to get a better image with them for more solid defined stamps. Does that make sense?
that makes sense, yeah,
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
absolutely, perfect. Thank you for that one, thank you for your questions. Do you know something, we've got a result already.
Have we?
We've got one already.
I think I know
And
which one it'll be.
demo of the show, it goes to number 2.
Ah, that's the one. Yeah, that one.
Thought so
That was
too.
such a nice, happy accident that happened there. I mean, I meant it was deliberate. Yeah.
All
you know.
deliberate.
But so that's it there. You can see the embossing in the foreground. But doesn't that look really nice with the negative, positive, negative? So you've got the little shaped grasses in the background with the gold, but then if you stamp over with the black, I just think that's a really nice effect, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the one, incidentally, where we just talked about a moment ago, using the black pigment over the
Yeah.
gold.
Yes, that's where because the black pigment is, it's a thicker ink that'll get into all the nooks and crannies better than the other ones. Does that make
Nice.
sense? Yeah.
Really nice. And also as well, the sky, different way to use your blending tool as well, just that swash down, instead of always using it in that traditional way of the blend. But we'll have a very quick recap before we close off this show, where you can be getting your Showstopper collection. So this is your brand new stamp with a few additional elements as well, where you're going to be getting Sheena's brand new Riverside stamp sets. So you're going to get 3 of them, where within the Carefree days, you're going to get 6 stamps with that gorgeous wildflower. You're then also going to be getting your 6 stamps within Time to Reflect, that kind of Watermill, and then you're also then going to be getting your 3 stamps within the beautiful Bridge. So you're going to be getting those stamps. Not only that, you're then going to be getting your 50ml of your stamp cleaner. We always need extra stamp cleaning solution, so that's coming to you within the Showstopper. And then you're also going to be getting your 5x7 fab file with the little dividers in there. Now, when it comes to this Showstopper collection, it actually works out that you are going to be getting both of these for £6.03 or $8.15. So when you take off the price of what you would be for these individually or as a 3-pack, because you can get these 3 on their own. So you can get these three, $23.97 or $29.85, or your platinum price, $19.18 or $23.88. That's the price for Sheena's 3 brand new stamp sets. So if you just want them, that's what you're going to be. If you go for the showstopper, where you get all 3, plus you get these as well, when you take off the price of just the 3 stamp sets, it works out, that's what you're going to be getting for £6.03 or $8.15. So that's why so many of you have been going for that showstopper collection today. Sheena, you done it to me 2 weeks ago, you've done it to me again, you've just absolutely blown my mind. Comments saying exactly the same. Ben's going to be in for a treat tonight.
Oh, fab. It's been lovely, Craig.
Always,
Fab.
yes.
Enjoyed it again. Great. It's flown. Absolutely flown by the day, hasn't it?
It does.
I believe it.
Every single time. Yeah. Maybe going to mix in some techniques tonight as well?
Absolutely. We'll take it because it's beautiful beginning, so we'll really start with some basic things, because nobody's, got a degree in card making. So we've all come to bits and missed bits out. Sometimes you've been doing it for ages, and then somebody who's just started does something and go, why did I not think of that?
Exactly.
You've been going around the houses, around the world to get to where you've just gone.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's what Beautiful Beginnings are all
Well, I can't wait to be watching that from home. Thank you, Sheena. Ben's going to be taking over from me, so he's going to be with Sheena tonight for Beautiful Beginnings, of course, night time here in the UK. So do not miss that. If Wake Up Call and Colour Me Happy is anything to go by, do not miss it. Don't forget as well, free gift. Up until midnight tonight, your time, as long as you spend £10, $10 or €10 or more, pop summer gift in the promo code at checkout and you're going to get that free gift. I will see you now. I'm at Hobby Maker here in the UK Friday, but I'm back here next week. So thank you to Rachel, thank you as well to Dean and Sam as well. Sheena and Ben will see you for Beautiful Beginnings. I'll see you next week here on Crafters TV. We'll see you then. Bye.